The history of the Constitution Trail actually goes back well over a quarter of a century, where some citizens from both Bloomington-Normal came together and said we should have a Rails to Trails movement here, that's the wave of the future.
The trail was a result of some visionary leaders in the community who saw an opportunity when the Illinois Central Railroad abandoned their right-of-way through the community.
When the idea of a trail surfaced in Bloomington-Normal, I was the one who brought it to the Normal Town Council. The city manager wanted to buy this so we could control the development, and I just said, well, let's buy it and put a trail on it.
Initially, people were a little apprehensive about a trail, particularly a trail and perhaps might be thought of as in their backyard.
At first I was apprehensive. I liked the wildness of the back half of my lot. The railroad spur essentially was no longer used, so it was very quiet. Fairly quickly I became convinced that it was a good idea.
The community turned it over in its mind, and a lot of support, some opposition, and the trail came to be. We were hunting for a name, and turns out that we dedicated it in the 250th anniversary year of the Constitution of the United States, hence the name Constitution Trail.
I've been using the trail since it started. We just live just around the corner, and so we nearly back up to the trail, and it's just really convenient to use for transportation or just for walking or pleasure. So we use it nearly every day.
I'm on the trail at a minimum of 5 days a week. I use it to commute to work. For me, I think the most important use is point A to point B transportation. The trail is really my interstate in the community, so I'll actually gravitate to the trail if it means like a 2-block detour to actually get on the trail to go someplace. I find it more enjoyable than riding in traffic. I don't really mind riding in traffic, but to have the trees and the wildlife and the slower pace than it is to drive in traffic, and then you don't have cars on the trail, so it's a lot more enjoyable.
I use it just to kind of ride around town with my friends. We don't just come and like loiter around here, but we'll like just skate around just to skate, not even have a destination, but sometimes it's fun just to ride and hang out, just talk and have fun.
What we like about the trail is the accessibility, where you can access the trail from as far east as the airport, and it will take you all the way out north of town.
I am happy that Normal and Bloomington have it, and I think that people from other communities can easily look at this and admire it, particularly if they don't have something similar.
I was really excited when I moved to this community to find out about the Constitution Trail. The towns that I've lived in before now, we didn't really have something like that. And when I was looking for a house, when I was buying my first house, one of the things that really tipped the one I bought in my favor was the fact that it was half-mile from my front door to the nearest part of the trail. Makes it really easy to go for a run, to hop on the trail and get out of town for a bike ride.
I use the trail in many ways. It's actually right behind my house, and so I backs up to it. But I use it to walk my dog, sometimes just to walk myself, and bike it, sometimes for transportation.
I use the trail. It's a block from my business, and it's right outside City Hall, and it drops me off a block and a half from where I live.
Another thing I like about the trail, we have free events that happen along the trail. We have the Sweet Corn Festival, we have the farmers market that takes place here. You can bring your family, they're pet friendly as well, so you can actually come out and just enjoy all that the community has to offer.
You can see college students, like older people out for walks, like little kids with their families just walking around, and that's like anywhere on the trail. Like it's not like if you're right over here that you're only going to see college students because we're right by ISU. Like you'll still just see everybody because pretty much everybody uses the trail.
It's like a common thread that weaves through the community, and it's a thread that actually keeps us strong. And when I think about a trail like this that this community has to offer, it's a beautiful part of the community.
The trail is very important to the community in that it provides effectively a linear park for people. And it's a hugely successful park amenity for the community. People use it to recreate, to relax. People use it as a transportation corridor.
I believe that it is a connecting force with Bloomington-Normal. It's beautiful, even in the parts that don't have trees and foliage. It still gives an expansive view of the beauty of Central Illinois.
It's just a really pleasant place to be.
Sometimes the only sound you hear as you walk this corridor is nature, and that's a nice feeling to have in the middle of a city.
I think to a lot of people, the trail is one of the jewels of the community. It's how Bloomington-Normal is defined. This is really a well-developed trail system, and it's only getting bigger. And I think it's one of the amenities in the community that helps define Bloomington-Normal.
I think what it means to our community is that it's certainly a symbol of much about what's great about us, and that we're on kind of the cutting edge of lots of different types of transportation for the future. The big picture on the trail is it's here to stay and it's going to expand. There's no going back.
It is something that my generation left to the next generation. And I don't have any particular wants or wishes for the trail, except that it continue, and I will trust the next generation to do what they will with it.